Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Lego Indiana Jones 2. The adventure continues. Let's hop into the next level. So we have to dig out this area, I suppose, several times. That was 2 digs already. It looks like I'm digging up little yellow Lego pieces, but then the Lego pieces disappear. And there we had a lag. And then another lag. It does seem like it sometimes comes in 2s. So this is a weird kind of like artifact discovery section in this part of the story, and then a fight part of the section. They run into a group of people that I think are supposed to be kind of like the Last Crusader, Templars, a group that for hundreds of years have been dedicated to protecting the Crystal Skull, although I don't even know why they're trying to protect the Crystal Skull. It's kind of a weird thing, because a whole fake religion has to kind of be assumed and made up around this Crystal Skull thing, because there's just no real world equivalent to it. There you also saw a scene where I think they established that Mutt is afraid of bats, which is just kind of an exact copy of Indiana Jones Afraid of Snakes. But they try real hard to make Mutt just Indiana Jones, and a reboot would have been better. I hate to push for reboots, I really do, but apparently I need to do something there to get down further. But the problem with the Indiana Jones series is the director Steven Spielberg, the actor Harrison Ford, all the other actors and actresses that would have played side characters. So here's these people protecting the site for what reason, we don't know. Like, all of them are just too old. And so when you have that too old situation, you kind of need a reboot. You need a new actor like J.J. Abrams covering a new version of Star Trek for a new generation, or a new version of Star Wars for a new generation, which the Star Wars very, very soft reboot in episode 7, since they don't come out straight and say that none of the things in the past matter or happened. It's so little spike traps down there. I think that's better than trying to do a continuation with another thing. Even though that kind of is what Star Wars is the idea of Rey just being the new Han Solo. And it's still up in the air if it turns out that Rey is somehow related to the... no, Rey's not the new Han Solo, she's the new Luke Skywalker, and it's still up in the air if she actually might be related to Luke Skywalker or somebody else. Although I can't open this circular thing. Mutt in this series is directly the child of Indiana Jones, and see, I don't think that it doesn't make, just because Mutt is Indiana Jones' son doesn't make him an archaeologist, doesn't make him care about artifacts. He goes on this crazy thing. He runs into a crystal skull. The crystal skulls eventually aliens show up and give some kind of weird knowledge or promised knowledge. Doesn't the end of this movie in particular kind of ruin the entire world of Indiana Jones? It doesn't. I know it doesn't blow up the world or anything like that, but it implies a lot, much in the same way that finding the Ark of the Covenant implied a lot, and still nothing changed. Indiana Jones, each movie should be separate. Each mission should be his first mission, I think. Because if the world changes, too many things happen. There we have skeletons and conquistador, I believe, armors. So this is playing off the idea of the city of gold. El Dorado. But there's something in the movie about the conquistador armor, or they find something in it. Oh, what is this? A shield? Yeah, it is shields. I'm gonna put the shields together and build something. So, what I would do is I would reboot the series, or do a soft reboot of Indiana Jones by taking the established lore of the fact that the top men of the US government had the ability and desire to lock away artifacts, and Indiana Jones was totally cool with that, so we can just conveniently ignore that. So then you have Harrison Ford come in, and then you introduce maybe 3 people that are supposed to work under Indiana Jones, and you have like a 3-person team, much like they did in the Librarians TV series. In the Librarians TV series. So have one movie where Indiana Jones is leading this team for the government looking for artifacts. Have it where you're getting 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 artifacts of lesser interest. Crystal Skull would be a great one to really get. For the Crystal Skull in particular, I would say there should be like a race between Indiana Jones team and a team of conspiracy nuts who are actually right, who are trying to get the Crystal Skull. You could certainly have competition against the other governments, and say that there's this secret arms race going on where I'm just gonna run all the way around this map after this guy, aren't I? Some characters have phobias that will panic, so find a way to clear the path. Is he afraid of scorpions, or is he afraid of birds? Bats. So this whole lower section was just that much. And I'm right up on these people, and it seems like the Crystal Skull makes creatures get away from him. which is interesting. Then at the end of the movie, I would have Indiana Jones like nobly sacrifice himself, kill the character out at the end of the movie. And then maybe name the team in honor after Indiana Jones. Or have the main character that's to replace Indiana Jones take on the code name Indiana Jones. And see, that would be a really amazing surprise is if there was a fourth Indiana Jones movie and it turns out, oh yeah, his name wasn't Henry Jones Jr. even, with the nickname Indiana, which is what they called the dog. If it was, that's actually a code name. Well, so we beat him and he died kind of with no pomp and circumstance. It just happened. And now I have the crystal skull, and this is magnetic, and the magnetic field seems to repel scorpions. Which, if that really did happen in the movie, I don't remember any of it. And certainly doesn't help anything with the lore of the crystal skull or mean anything to me at all. Like, the people that believe in crystal skulls are pretty much just conspiracy nuts, unless the crystal skull is something like really believed in or known well in lore of some other country. But as far as the English-speaking world, I'm sure a lot of people hadn't even heard of a crystal skull before this movie. Which doesn't help get people to go watch a movie if they don't even know what it's about. So now I can move spiders and scorpions. Suppose that's helpful. But instead of Mutt as the replacement character, they needed somebody who actually has an archaeology degree. They need somebody who actually has a passion to collect these items, whether it's through just insane patriotism because the government's asking them to, or because they actually believe in history and sharing knowledge and educating people. In a lot of ways, Indiana Jones doesn't seem like he believes in sharing knowledge or anything. He makes amazing discoveries over the course of 3 movies and does nothing with it. He doesn't share it with anybody, doesn't tell anybody, he just lets the government hide it. So maybe he is just this insane patriot, but if he really is this insane patriot, then I have to wonder, was he in the military? Is he still in the military? Is he a spy? If he was a spy, then why was that aspect not used more often? Why isn't this just the American version of James Bond? I think one of the directors, that maybe it was Steven Spielberg in particular, wanted to film some of the James Bond movies and was told just no, because that's a heritage of British people and they didn't want an American doing it, which is just kind of xenophobic, but whatever. And probably to their own detriment as far as the decision. So we're going to do something that's going to give us this tree chopper vehicle, and I assume it's going to give it to us for free, and that'll be necessary to get over to this point and move over to past this point. But I think we've probably seen 80 to 90% of the entire level already. And now we are at barely 14 minutes, and there's nothing I can really do more as the game is lagging in the menu. And I still have a lot of blue studs, blue bricks to find, 3 red bricks, and 5 green bricks to find. No new characters, but a new item. And see, you can see that this game is now more like some of the later Lego games where instead of having multiple characters and each character had an item, it's now just the characters can pick up more items. We are almost at 500,000 studs, which is nice. If score times 2 really costs like $1 million, then we might very easily make it to $1 million, or be well over $1 million by the time we find a score multiplier times 2. But we've got to find it first. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.